The grasslands and forests of the planet are home to some beautiful, furry little creatures. Tonight, we're going to be saying goodnight to some of those little bugs that are ready to go to bed and need our help tucking them in. Are you ready to go help put all the bugs to sleep? Great, let's go. Hello, Bailey the bee. Bailey spent today buzzing around and making honey for all of us to enjoy. Bailey is now tired and ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Bailey the bee? Good. Hello, Tyler the butterfly. Tyler flapped and flapped his wings all day, and now he is tired. Can you say goodnight to Tyler the butterfly? Good. Hello, Lily the ladybug. Lily spent her day protecting all the grass from dirty pests that want to hurt the grass. Lily is a hero. Can you say goodnight to Lily the ladybug? Good. Hello, Anthony the ant. Anthony and his ant family spent their day collecting food and bringing it back to their colony. Can you say goodnight to Anthony and his ant family? Good. Hello, Dave the dragonfly. Dave flew around all day, eating everything he could. After a tiring day, Dave is ready to fall asleep. Can you say goodnight to Dave the dragonfly? Great. Hello, Faith the firefly. Today, Faith gave light to all of her furry friends that needed her help. After a day of helping others, she's ready to call it a night and head to bed. Can you say goodnight to Faith the firefly? Good. Hello, Greg the grasshopper. Greg is extra tired from eating all day, as most grasshoppers do. He's finally ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Greg the grasshopper? Great. Hello, Stanley the spider. Stanley created beautiful webs all day and is now tired from all of his hard work. He's proud of his work today and is now ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Stanley the spider? Good. Hello, Claire the caterpillar. Claire plans on transforming into a beautiful butterfly and has to eat as much as she can so she can grow. Tomorrow, she plans on eating even more than she did today. Can you say goodnight to Claire the caterpillar? Good. Hello, Mary the moth. Most moths are active after dark because that's when they can fly around without annoying pests getting in the way. Mary, however, needs to go to bed so she can get a big rest for tomorrow. Can you say goodnight to Mary the moth? Good. All of the bugs are now tucked in and sleeping soundly. Thanks to you, they will all sleep peacefully and have a good night's rest for tomorrow. Now it's time for you to say good night and fall asleep. Good night, little ones. Don't let the bed bugs bite. The forests and grasslands of the planet are home to some beautiful, vibrant animals. Tonight, we're going to be saying goodnight to some of those animals that are ready to go to bed and need our help tucking them in. Are you ready to go help put all the animals to sleep? Great, let's go. Hello, Matthew the monkey. Matthew spent today swinging through the forest trees and eating bananas with all of his monkey friends. Matthew is tired and ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Matthew the monkey? Good. Hello, Kayla the koala. Kayla and her koala pals walked around the grassy forest all day and is now tired. She made her way over to her bed, made of leaves, and lay down. Can you say goodnight to Kayla the koala? Good. Hello, Peter the panda. Peter spent today eating as much bamboo as he could, since that's his favorite food. He ate and ate until he couldn't eat anymore. Peter is now lying down and ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Peter the panda? Good. Hello, Ruby the rabbit. Ruby hopped and hopped around the forest all day and got to see all of her other rabbit friends along the way. After a long day of hopping, Ruby is ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Ruby the rabbit? Good. Hello, Danielle the deer. Danielle got to spend the day with her family. They frolicked around all day, jumping through bushes and having as much fun as they could. Now, Danielle is lying down and ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Danielle the deer? Good. Hello, Ben the bear. Ben spent his day hunting for fish by the river and napping throughout the day. Ben is a lazy bear. It's now time for Ben to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Ben the bear? Good. Hello, Frank the fox. Frank ran around the forest all day, looking for all of his fox friends. Eventually, he found them all getting ready to go to bed, just in time, too. Can you say goodnight to Frank the fox? Good. Hello, Travis the tiger. Travis roared and roared all day, with all the other animals in the forest being able to hear it. After a long day, Travis is ready to call it a night and head to bed. Can you say goodnight to Travis the tiger? Good. Hello, Sarah the squirrel. Sarah spent today collecting as many nuts as she could. When she was done, she brought the nuts back to her babies, and they all ate together. Once they finished, Sarah and her babies snuggled into their beds. Can you say goodnight to Sarah and her squirrel family? Good. Hello, Wendy the wolf. Wendy is extra tired today after a long night of howling at the moon. She's laying down and ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Wendy the wolf? Good. All of the forest animals are now tucked in and sleeping soundly. Thanks to you, they will all sleep peacefully and have a good night's rest for tomorrow. Now it's time for you to say goodnight and fall asleep. Once upon a time in the vast and arid desert, the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow across the dunes. It was time for all the desert animals to settle down and bid farewell to the day. Hello, Sam the scorpion, whispered the winds of the desert. Sam spent today roaming around the desert landscape, his pincers ever so curious. It's time for Sam to curl up and fall asleep. Can you say goodnight to Sam the scorpion? Good. Hello, Carl the camel, the sands murmured softly. Carl spent today giving all the locals rides around the desert, his humps swaying to the rhythm of the desert song. It's time for Carl to rest his legs. Can you say goodnight to Carl the camel? Great. Hello, Leo the lizard. The evening breeze gently caressed. Leo spent today basking in the sun's embrace, darting around and blending with the sandy terrain. It's time for Leo to cool off in the cold desert night. Can you say goodnight to Leo the lizard? Good. Hello, Tina the turtle. The stars began to twinkle above. Tina spent today slowly meandering through the desert, her sturdy shell keeping her safe from the scorching sun. Tina is now ready to go to sleep. Can you say good night to Tina the turtle? Great. Hello, Ollie the owl. The moon smiled down. Ollie spent a day watching over the desert with wise and watchful eyes, his feathers rustling in the night breeze. It's time for Ollie to rest his wings. Can you say goodnight to Ollie the owl? Great. Hello, Sandy the snake, said the stars. Sandy spent a day slithering through the sand, hunting for dinner beneath the shimmering starlight. Sandy is all curled up and ready to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Sandy the snake? Good. Hello, Fiona the fox, the shadows whispered. Fiona spent today playfully chasing her tail and sneaking into the oasis for a drink. She's now tired and ready to go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Fiona the fox? Good. Hello, Cameron the coyote. The wind howled. Cameron and his coyote brothers banded around the desert landscape, chasing everything in their path. It's time for Cameron and his coyote friends to go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Cameron the coyote? Excellent. The desert embraced its inhabitants with the tranquility of the night, as they each found their cozy spots to rest under the vast desert sky. They closed their eyes, ready to dream of another day in this enchanting desert world. And so, as the desert embraced the stillness of the night, they all whispered together, "Good night, dear desert. Good night to our world so bright. We'll see you again with the morning light." After a long day on the farm, it's time for all the farm animals to go to bed. Would you like to help say goodnight to all the animals? Great. Let's get started. Hello, Max the dog. Max spent today playing around with the other animals on the farm and is now tired. It's time for Max the dog to go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Max? Good. Hello, Haley the horse. Haley had fun running around the fields today, but now it's time for Haley to go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Haley the horse? Good. Hello, Peppy the pig. After a long day of playing in the dirty mud, it's time to say goodnight to Peppy. Can you say goodnight, Peppy the pig? Awesome. Hello, Bella the cow. Bella gave the farmer all the milk she could today and helped feed the farmer's family. Bella is tired and is now going to bed. Can you say goodnight to Bella the cow? Awesome. Hello, Chick the chicken. Chick got to be with her friends and family today. But it's time for Chick and all the other chickens to go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Chick and the other chickens? Great. Hello, Sam the sheep. Sam has had a long day and is now off to bed. Can you say goodnight to Sam the sheep? Good. Hello, Ryan the rabbit. Cute little Ryan hopped and hopped all day and is now tired and going to bed. Say goodnight to Ryan the rabbit. Amazing. Hello, Gary the goat. Gary had fun with all the other goats on the farm today and is now going to bed. Can you say goodnight to Gary the goat? Perfect. Hello, Danny the duck. Danny quacked and quacked all day and is now tired. Can you say goodnight to Danny the duck? Good. Now, let's say one final goodnight to one final farm animal. Hello, Ray the rooster. Ray has to go to bed early tonight because he has a very important job to do tomorrow. Ray has to wake up everyone in the morning, so it's important for him to get some sleep. Can you say a special goodnight to Ray the rooster? Perfect. All the farm animals are now asleep and are having sweet dreams. Now it's time for you as well to close your eyes and dream about tomorrow. Good night, sweet little one. It's time for all the animals of the Arctic Wasteland to settle in for the night. It's extra cold tonight, so let's help give all the animals a good night's sleep. Are you ready? Hello, Finn the fox. After a long day of eating, Finn is ready to curl up and go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Finn the fox? Good. Hello, Penny the polar bear. Penny spent the day swimming with her cubs and is now ready to drift off to sleep. Let's say goodnight to Penny the polar bear. Hello, Wendy the whale. After a long day of swimming around the sea, it's time to say goodnight to Wendy. Can you say goodnight to Wendy the whale? Good. Hello, Sammy the seal. Sammy and all her other seal friends played around in the water and is now tired. Can you say goodnight to Sammy the seal? Good. Hello, Oscar the owl. It's now time for Oscar to rest his wings and call it a night. Can you say goodnight to Oscar the owl? Good. Hello, Harry the hare. Harry spent today roaming around the Arctic ice and is now tired. Can you say goodnight to Harry the hare? Good. Hello, Perry the penguin. Perry and his penguin family spent all day swimming and playing. Now, it's time for all of them to go to bed. Can you say goodnight to Perry and his penguin family? Good. Hello, Marvin the moose. Marvin wandered around all day today, as most moose do. After walking all day, it's time for him to lay down and go to sleep. Can you say goodnight to Marvin the moose? Good. Hello, Ruby the reindeer. Ruby spent today practicing for the big racing competition, and she's now all tired from running all day. Can you say goodnight to Ruby the reindeer? Good. Hello, Eduardo the Walrus. Eduardo and his walrus friends had fun today playing in the water and is now tired. Can you say goodnight to Eduardo the Walrus? Good. All the animals are asleep and are dreaming of all of the fun they're going to have tomorrow. It's now time for you to fall asleep as well. Good night, little ones.
Once upon a moonlit Halloween night, a young witch named Wendy decided to bid goodnight to all her favorite Halloween-themed friends. "Hello, Scary Terry the spider," she said with a grin. Terry had spent the day weaving intricate webs to catch moonbeams and stardust. It's time to say goodnight to Scary Terry the spider. Next, she came across Frankie the friendly ghost, who had spent the day making ghostly faces in the misty mirror. It's time to say goodnight to Frankie the friendly ghost. In the corner, there was Boo the bat, who'd been flapping his wings high in the sky, keeping an eye on the glowing moon. It's time to say goodnight to Boo the bat. Down by the pumpkin patch, Wendy found Jack the jack-o'-lantern, who'd been shining his eerie grin all day, delighting trick-or-treaters. It's time to say goodnight to Jack the jack-o'-lantern. As she continued her journey, Wendy stumbled upon Blake the black cat, who had been running around playing hide and seek with the mischievous spirits. It's time to say goodnight to Blake the black cat. Then there was Mummy Max, the ancient mummy who had unraveled a bit to stretch and wave at the passing ghouls. It's time to say goodnight to Mummy Max. Near a haunted tree, she found Spooky the Scarecrow, who had been standing guard, keeping the crows away from the pumpkin patch. It's time to say goodnight to Spooky the Scarecrow. In the dark forest, a chorus of squawking crows had serenaded the night with their spine-tingling howls. It's time to say goodnight to the squawking crows of the Halloween night. Wendy approached Count Countula, who had spent the day counting bats, spiders, and candies to make sure Halloween was perfect. It's time to say goodnight to Count Countula. In the moonlit garden, there was Howling Henry the werewolf, who had been practicing his spine-chilling howls, adding an eerie soundtrack to the night. It's time to say goodnight to Howling Henry the werewolf. In the graveyard, Timmy found Edgar the zombie, who had been groaning and practicing his zombie dance for the Halloween party. It's time to say goodnight to Edgar the zombie. Finally, she arrived at her broomstick and gave it a pat, thanking it for the magical adventures of the night. It's time to say goodnight to Wendy's broomstick. And with a smile and a wave, Wendy said goodnight to her Halloween friends, knowing that they would be back for more spooky fun next year. The Halloween night faded, and Wendy drifted off to sleep, her heart full of the enchantment of the night.
The wonderful, vast oceans across our planet are home to some of the most beautiful animals that lie only below the surface. The sun is setting, and it's time to say goodnight to all the fish in the sea. Are you ready to say goodnight to all the different types of fish? Great, let's go. Hello, Sammy the seahorse. Sammy sway gently in the coral reef, watching the world go by. It's time to say goodnight to Sammy the seahorse. Hello, Olivia the octopus. Olivia used her 8 arms to play hide and seek with her friends among the rocks. It's time to say goodnight to Olivia the octopus. Hello, Finn the clownfish. Finn darted in and out of the coral reefs, sharing jokes with his colorful neighbors. It's time to say goodnight to Finn the clownfish. Hello, Luke the lobster. Luke scuttled along the ocean floor, searching for tasty tidbits to eat. It's time to say goodnight to Luke the lobster. Hello, Bella the barracuda. Bella zoomed through the water, her sleek body glinting in the moonlight. It's time to say goodnight to Bella the barracuda. Hello, Oscar the oyster. Oscar worked hard today, creating a beautiful pearl in his shell. It's time to say goodnight to Oscar the oyster. Hello, Tina the turtle. Tina slowly swam along, carrying the weight of her home on her back. It's time to say goodnight to Tina the turtle. Hello, Benny the bluefish. Benny and his school of friends swam together, creating intricate patterns in the water. It's time to say goodnight to Benny the bluefish. Hello, Moby the manatee. Moby enjoyed a peaceful day munching on seagrass in the warm, shallow waters. It's time to say goodnight to Moby the manatee. And last but not least, hello, Freddy the flying fish. Freddy leaped out of the water, gliding through the air before plunging back into the sea. It's time to say goodnight to Freddy the flying fish. All of the fish are tucked in and sleeping soundly, thanks to you. Good night to all the sea creatures, big and small, as they drift off to dream in the deep, blue, watery world.
Once upon a time, in a land long ago, there were dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes. As the sun dipped below the horizon, it was time to say goodnight to these ancient creatures. Hello, Rex the Tyrannosaurus. Rex roared loudly and chased after prey through the prehistoric forests. It's time to say goodnight to Rex the Tyrannosaurus. Hello, Tricky the Triceratops. Tricky grazed on the lush vegetation of the Cretaceous period, her 3 mighty horns keeping her safe. It's time to say goodnight to Tricky the Triceratops. Hello, Dottie the Stegosaurus. Dottie's spiky plates shimmered in the sunlight as she munched on food. It's time to say goodnight to Dottie the Stegosaurus. Hello, Terry the Pteranodon. Terry soared through the ancient skies, gliding on the winds and hunting for fish. It's time to say goodnight to Terry the Pteranodon. Hello, Spike the Spinosaurus. Spike was the king of the rivers, his sail-like fins slicing through the water as he hunted for fish. It's time to say goodnight to Spike the Spinosaurus. Hello, Trixie the Velociraptor. Trixie and her pack darted through the dense jungles, their sharp claws ready for action. It's time to say goodnight to Trixie the Velociraptor. Hello, Bronte the Brachiosaurus. Bronte reached high into the treetops, feasting on leaves and enjoying the view from above. It's time to say goodnight to Bronte the Brachiosaurus. Hello, Rocky the Ankylosaurus. Rocky's tail was a powerful weapon, and he spent the day defending himself from any threat. It's time to say goodnight to Rocky, the ankylosaurus. Hello, Spotty, the diplodocus. Spotty roamed the ancient lands, her long neck helping her reach the tallest, juiciest leaves. It's time to say goodnight to Spotty, the diplodocus. And as the stars twinkled in the prehistoric sky, each dinosaur settled down for a peaceful night's rest, ready for a new day in the world of the dinosaurs.